The Chicago Sky are one of the worst basketball teams I've ever seen. And today, their coach literally just waved the white flag. He quit. He literally just said, Phoenix Mercury, destroy us even more than you're destroying us right now. He basically benched all of his starters not long into the third quarter, just gave up.
The 3-9 record isn't just disappointing, it's historically bad. But even that didn't prepare us for the complete collapse we saw against the Phoenix Mercury. In what felt like an act of total surrender, Coach Tyler Marsh benched his entire starting lineup in the third quarter, practically waving a white flag like a man who wanted to be anywhere but courtside.
Chicago Sky is more like Chicago, why are you on TV? Like, they're embarrassment, bro. There's a reason why the Indiana Fever are on TV all the time, because they actually have a good product, when they have a good game, even a bad game, they're still actually fun to watch. This is horrible. Chicago Sky is an embarrassment, bro. The WNBA definitely screwed up having this game as a national televised game. They screwed up bad.
The Chicago Sky came into their matchup against Phoenix having dropped 5 of their last 6 games, already leading the league in a disastrous category turnovers, averaging a staggering 18. 9 per game. That number is so outrageous. It almost makes the 1999 Washington Mystics' infamous 21. 1 turnovers look respectable by comparison. This isn't just a slump. It's like watching someone attempt brain surgery with oven mitts on and a blindfold.
I don't know what's wrong with them. But, like, they could lose this game by 40. Like, I don't know. I don't know what is wrong with this team. Because today it wasn't even... I don't even think that this was an effort thing. Like, I don't even think this was an effort problem. But at the end of the day, like, they're just not.
The matchup against Phoenix wasn't merely a defeat. It was a full-blown demolition televised for all to witness. The Mercury set the tone early, racing to a 31-8 first-quarter lead while capitalizing on 8 sloppy turnovers from Chicago that handed them 13 points. But the real shock came in the third quarter when head coach Tyler Marsh, tasked with turning this franchise around, essentially gave up, pulling his entire starting lineup like a man surrendering before the fight had even finished.
And Chicago Sky fans, hell, they're ready to run Tyler Marsh's ass out. I mean, the way he's playing Angel Reese, I'm going to be real with you. I mean, the one thing she could do was rebound the ball, and he has taken that away. He has taken that away. So much for coming off a triple-double.
The Phoenix Mercury were on fire, shooting a blistering 56, 5% from the field, and an outrageous 57, 1% from beyond the arc. They kicked off the third quarter with an 11-3 run, stretching the lead to 25 points. And that's when Tyler Marsh started scanning his bench like a captain ready to abandon ship. He pulled both Angel Reese and Kamilla Cardoso, sending a clear message to the basketball world. He'd rather preserve what little dignity his players had left than watch them suffer through more public humiliation.
Yeah, I think that, we got a couple players that are banged up, so we want to be mindful of minutes. I think that, when the game got out of hand there midway through the third, for us, there was more preservation at that point. Players were almost at their limit anyway, being on a back-to-back, and so we wanted to be mindful of that. And, if the game wasn't as out of hand, then maybe it would have looked different, but we got to be healthy and ready to go into Atlanta tomorrow. We got 3 games in 4 days with LA on that following Tuesday, so we got to be mindful of having healthy bodies so that we can give as good of an effort as we can going into tomorrow's game.
The final score was a soul-crushing 107-86 blowout, marking the first time all-season Phoenix broke triple digits. The Mercury drained a season-high 17 three-pointers, while the Sky coughed up the ball 21 times, like clockwork. Sammy Wick Malone caught absolute fire, hitting 5 threes in the second quarter alone, turning the United Center into her own personal shooting gallery. This wasn't just a basketball game. It was a brutal public service announcement about what happens when fragile potential collides with cold, unforgiving reality, and reality shows up swinging a sledgehammer.
I am here to tell you guys, man, when it comes to the Chicago Sky, no one could have predicted that this team was going to be this bad. I mean, they are horrible, bro. I mean, my goodness. If you guys haven't heard by now, the Chicago Sky has lost another damn basketball game, this time to the hands of the Phoenix Mercury. The Phoenix Mercury put BTA all over the Chicago Sky. And I'm here to tell you, Tyler Marsh is getting the focal point of the blame, bro. But to me, you have to blame the players of this damn basketball team, starting with the leader of the team. I just gotta be honest. That is Princess Barbie Angel Reese. Man, she's been trash. Just horrendous. I just gotta be honest.
If you're still watching this disaster unfold, maybe you deserve a medal. The most painful part isn't even the losing. It's watching Angel Reese stand in front of cameras after each implosion, trying to sell optimism like it's still in stock. Her post-game interviews have become a masterclass in cognitive dissonance, all about poise and taking the next shot. Even as she shoots a career wound, Ree babbled about maximizing off turnovers and getting 50-50 balls while finishing with just 2 rebounds against players half her size. The irony, rebounding is supposedly her specialty. She only took 1 shot in that game, and it exposed a hard truth. When she's not padding her rebound stats off her own misses, her numbers plummet. Her interviews are now pure word salad, dressing included, talking about grace and positivity, while her actual play is turning into performance art. She even referenced her BET Sportswoman of the Year award, claiming she doesn't complain and just works hard. On the heels of In-0 for a performance against New York that looked more like interpretive dance than basketball. Through 7 games, she's averaging 1 points on 30, 9% shooting, numbers that would embarrass a JV player. And yet, she talks about expanding her range while shooting 28% within 3 feet, missing layups like she's practicing in an empty gym. Then there's Tyler Marsh, the coach with championship pedigree, now reduced to damage control specialist, brought in to unlock Angel Reese's potential and turn Kamilla Cardoso into a force. Marsh instead made headlines by benching his starters mid-aim, a move that screamed surrender, not strategy. His post-game explanations sound like a guy spinning a wheel of excuses, talking about preserving players and being mindful of minutes, as if anyone believes this team is remotely close to being playoff caliber. The Sky don't have a game plan, they have a hope plan, and hope isn't working. Marsh has started making blunt comments to the press like, "We can't continue to beat ourselves." While watching his team commit 22 turnovers in a single game, his coach speak about having more possessions than the opponent is really just a long-winded way of saying his players are basketball chaos agents. The truth, Marsh lacks the instincts to manage flow, adjust mid-aim, or put his players in a position to win. His inexperience is glaring, and the Sky's record reflects that. Historically bad doesn't even begin to cover it. Their 0-4 start tied the worst in franchise history, and the 60-point differential across the first 2 games was the worst in WNBA history. They scored just 52 points against Indiana, their lowest since 2011, and have allowed 91 or more points in 4 straight games while barely cracking 80 themselves. Their defense is non-existent with a league-worst 113.66 defensive rating and opponents shooting 45.1% from 3, basically turning every game into a shoot-around. Calls for Marsh to be fired are growing louder. And not just him. Players like Rebecca Allen, Haley Vanlith, Kia Nurse, and Rachel Banham have been borderline useless. But perhaps the most tragic subplot is watching Cardoso's raw talent get buried under all this dysfunction. She dropped 17 points on 7 of 9 shooting against Phoenix, 77.8%, but her performance was completely overshadowed. Meanwhile, Ree continues to spiral, missing easy shots and tanking the team's offensive flow. You can see Cardoso's frustration during games, especially when the offense melts down into chaos, and she glances toward the bench like someone begging for rescue. When Marsh benched both Reese and Cardoso in the third quarter, it wasn't rest, it was damage limitation. Cardoso had earned more time.